So exploring Jesus' statement in a little bit more detail, I am not come to destroy the law and the prophets, but to fulfill them. I've searched through the commentaries and came up with John Wesley's interpretation of this, which I think is a very good way of us understanding what Jesus meant when he said these things. And here's what John Wesley had to say. Think not, do not imagine, fear, hope that I am come, like your teachers, to destroy the law and the prophets. I am not come to destroy the moral law, but to fulfill it, to establish, illustrate, and to explain its highest meaning, both by my life and my doctrine. It was important for Jesus in his early ministry to make it clear to the scribes and Pharisees in particular that his life and his doctrine was not new, but that he was going to fulfill it as the perfect Lamb of God and also illustrate it for the people so that they could learn to obey it in its truest form, because the teachers of the moral law were in fact destroying that law through their rabbinical teaching. And this is why he clashed so much with the Pharisees in his time. It's important that we understand that Christ is the perfect mediator between God and man, because he was made under the law. He lived in perfect obedience to the law. He was a minister of the law to the Jews, contrasting the true meaning of the law against the rabbinical misinterpretation of the law, who enforced it in all its pitiless severity upon those who professed to obey it. He confirmed the promises made to the fathers under the Mosaic covenant. He fulfilled the types of the law by his holy life and his sacrificial death. He bore vicariously the curse of the law under the Abrahamic covenant to avail all who believe. He brought out of his redemption all who believe from the place of servants or servanthood under the law into the place of sons of God under grace, with the law of God written in their hearts. Finally, he mediated by his blood the new covenant of assurance and grace in which all believers stand today, so establishing the law of Christ as described more fully in Galatians 6 verse 2, with its precepts of higher exaltation made possible by the indwelling Spirit. Why is the indwelling Spirit so important? You may recall that Sinclair indicated after you read the Beatitudes, if you truly understand them, you recognize that there's no way that you can fully fulfill the meaning and direction of kingdom life as described in Beatitudes unless something happens to you, and that is the indwelling of the Spirit of God. It means taking a portion of yourself out of yourself to allow the Spirit to come into your life and to fill it to the point of complete obedience.